Hi, this is Mike Peachock from the Pittsburgh Music Source, your source for music, music news, and music interviews in the Pittsburgh area. Over the next several months, we'll be interviewing bands in the Pittsburgh area as part of our ongoing series, Sounds of Pittsburgh. So I think you should stop by often because you never know what you're going to find here. It could be classic rock, it could be barbershop quartet. Our first band is Father Time. These guys have been playing together since 1987. Tonight, from Jurgil's Rhythm Grill, beautiful Warrendale, PA, you'll get to meet them. So now, Father Time. We have Father Time with us tonight. Now, you guys have been playing together since 1987. It's 25 years. Why? What keeps you together?
Music and the camaraderie, friendship, business, and a lot of reasons.
I'm not from Pittsburgh originally, and I think that the music in this town has a unique quality. What do you think's unique about Pittsburgh and the music in Pittsburgh?
Joe, you go, bro. He's been around a long time.
I think there's a lot of really good musicians in this town. For some reason, I don't know why, but there's a pretty long tradition too of musicians stretching back to George Benson and Earl Hines and just a long tradition. And I think it's been that way and handed down from generation to generation. And we don't know any better. So.
What's the biggest misconception about being a musician or being in a band?
Where do we start?
That you make a lot of money.
You make a lot of money.
That's a big one.
You got lots of girls. Although
that's not true.
Well, it's not true at our age. It might have been true
But it wasn't one time.
25 years ago, yeah.
Right, exactly.
A few skeletons around here somewhere. I don't know nothing.
But so they don't walk in to the layman. The picture is rock star, money, and and then what it really is 2:30 in the morning with a mic stand, loading it in the back of your car, and driving.
Not that glamour.
It can. Hoping you don't get stuck behind a DUI.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
All right, guys, I'm looking for stories now. Describe your best gig or your worst gig.
My worst gig was a while back at a place in Uniontown called the Disco Palace. I was in a rock band. We were doing Leonard Skinner and the Beatles and Aerosmith and stuff like that. And it was right around the 80s when disco was coming in. Right. So we got this job and we went down housing, got a job and went down to this place called the Disco Palace. Like I said, and we were like ready to rock out, and these people were we're like, man, they don't seem to like us. We're 3/4 through the set, and it's like, what's going on? I was like, well, screw it. We're gonna just do it. We're gonna blow their doors off. We'll just do Freebird and see how they like that. So we played Freebird. We played our asses off, and they were like, it was disco time. They wanted disco, so they paid us. They said goodbye. We left after the first set, and people danced like crazy. That was my worst gig.
After that, he learned disco.
That's it.
You guys have been together for 25 years. That's a long time, and that's a lot of music. What do you see as the biggest changes in the music industry, or music in general, in that 25 years?
Nothing has it in some respects, which is a bit of a drag because it's, like I remember as a 16-year-old, my first gig playing with this polka band. My first gig was at New Year's Eve. I made $300, 16 years old. We're talking about, 75, 76, 300 bucks was like a mint, I'm like, yeah, man, I got this lick. Well, to this day, I think it's like $300 is still the standard money for a New Year's Eve gig. It's like, that shit doesn't change for some reason.
It doesn't change.
I think what's sad is the fact that musicianship is going away. Everybody's sequencing now. Everybody's, you get two guys on stage that sound like a band.
Everybody's sampling.
Everybody's sampling other things, and nobody's learning to play anymore. Eventually, this art is going to go away. This keeps trend keeps going.
You can't sell it because you have to give it away for free these days. You can't sell music because of the social networking.
Plus, with the economy and everything, there's not a lot of venues that are going to hire an 8 or 9 piece band.
So you got to work smarter. You got to record your own tunes and give them away, and hope one in 100 hits. On like a viral. Hits virally on the social networks, so you can maybe sell a few. You got to get creative.
I thought, for a while, I was really concerned about, like, when we were coming up, you could play 6-7 nights a week, gigs, go out to the Holiday Inn circuit, just travel around like a 120, 200 mile area, and play every day, and that's where you got your chops together and got your act together and figured stuff out. And, the musicians nowadays don't have anything even approaching that kind of thing to work their craft and get it together. And I was really, quite frankly, I was worried about it for a long time, but something about music that the young cats that are coming up now, and there's some really, really good players in town, and I don't know how they do it, but they still do it. So
now you guys have a big band, lots of instruments, that cover a lot of different sounds. Do you listen to popular music? And if you do, what do you listen to?
My kids are into like Real Big Fish, bands like that. I don't dig the style, but man, they do play. I mean, they're very good bands that they listen to.
My daughter's a big fan of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And like we went down to West Virginia with my kids, and my oldest went, "Hey, I want you to listen to what I'm doing." He put Real Big Fish on, and at first I'm like, but then I started listening to what they were doing. It's like, you know what?
it's nice.
I don't like what they're doing, but what they're doing well.
But you do listen to current music.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have younger children. They're keeping me up on that.
Right. I know most of you guys work full time and do this on the side, and I can imagine that's hard on relationships. Anybody like to talk about that?
Yes, it is. It's tough because we're here, and my wives come out and they're sitting here watching, and yes, it gets sometimes it gets old after a while for them.
Oh, you're playing on the weekends.
Right.
Traditionally, everybody's time off is Friday and Saturday. Well, that's when we work. You play your biggest gigs are when everybody's off. New Year's Eve, the day before Thanksgiving. When everybody's out there having fun, we're working.
Right.
With that said, that's what we do. And you respect that, and you understand that's the lifestyle that you lead. Just like anybody else in any other industry, it's got its peaks and its valleys.
Right.
But you respect that because you love what you do.
We're doing this, and we're missing family reunions and weddings and things like that. Graduation parties. And so many people in the family went by the way that I was never there.
But part of it goes back to something we said earlier, because for us it's more, well, Ricky says work. It's a labor of love. We're certainly not doing it to make money, because there's not a lot of money in it, and that puts a strain on the relationship. What do you mean you're going out again on Friday and Saturday and you're not bringing home more money than that?
Right.
You can stay home. Is it really that worth it for what you're bringing home? We do it because we love it.
Right.
And yeah, the money's a bonus, and we appreciate that, but we do it more because it's a labor of love.
Also, musicians are different. There's a passion involved.
Right. Yeah, I
I
can see
think
that.
too,
It really is.
Yeah.
like for me, I'm a full-time musician, so it's not only a strain on your relationship family, wife, that kind of thing. But you know, just like with my neighbors, all my guys, you know, they're out pitching horseshoes. It's like, hey, come on over, have a beer. And I'm like, I'm getting in my van, taking off. I gotta go play again. You know, it's just a backwards schedule from everybody.
Right.
You know?
So are you handing this down to your kids too?
I told my wife I will teach my kids unless they beg me for weeks and weeks. I'm not teaching them anything about it. It's too hard of a life. It is. I don't want my kids to have to deal with that. So,
Hence why your son's a doctor, right?
yes.
Big difference here. Musician doctor, right? That's cool.
All right, guys, that's all I got.
One quick thing too. I think because I think this might be something also because the schedule is like that, and it's so different from the rest of the world that you know musicians tend to bond with each other much more, and that might be something that keeps you know this thing going with everybody. And you know,
So all these friendships last pretty long.
yeah,
They're like that.
Oh,
It's tight. You know, it's like it's almost like brothers. It's like that.
exactly.
All right, you got a couple minutes left before your next set. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you. Good, man.